All right, welcome back to the Mixtape Show. It is time for the Artist of the Week, and the Artist of the Week is brought to you by Art by Guilty Da Vinci and MJ's Hip Hop Connects. And we're gonna go a little left field this week, man. I know typically we have artists on here, but we kind of have an artist in his own right, man. We're gonna talk about health of the mind, health of the soul, health of the body. We got Dr. Enqi in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. I like that introduction too.
No problem, man. Well, we definitely, like I said, we like cutting edge, man, and I like what you putting out there. MJ Savino put me on to your movement, man, and I was definitely interested in bringing you on because, like I said, the soul, the mind, the heart, and the body, man, we needed to function so we can function, man. So I definitely want to get into your platform and what you're doing and how you helping the world and to be in a better place. So before we get started with all that, man, let's talk about you yourself, man. Let's give a little background before we get to that.
Okay. I have 10 children, so I'm a dad. Most of them I raised by myself. So, that's my I guess, most people, they say, oh, well, we know him as a herbalist.
Mm-hmm.
We know him as a personal trainer, sports nutritionist. We know him as a naturopathic doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But the title I'm most proud of is dad.
Dad, yeah. I got two of them myself, man. And it's nothing like it. It's nothing like
Yeah.
it, man.
So I guess my path here has been pretty unorthodox because, like you said in your introduction, this was more art for me. The way I looked at, it started with my love for magic. That became science, and then the science got specific in terms of a human body.
Yeah.
Not so much necessarily like anatomy. I'm not big on the Latin language, so anatomy is not the driving, but function.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like just a step past biochemistry,
Okay.
right? Because biochemistry is more the chemicals, the inert chemicals and their interactions, but life is not in the chemical reactions. Life is outside of the chemical reactions.
Mm-hmm.
The chemical reactions is the mundane. We're missing it when we look at the pieces and miss the entire whole. Not just necessarily the pieces in their equations, how they come together, but we miss the most important thing, which is the spectra of light that gives us consciousness and our ability to articulate.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing that kind of drove me into study, just my love of that.
Yeah.
For me, art. And then later on, I had a seizure. My heart stopped, and I had to get myself together. A couple years right after that, my youngest child at the time, I think she was about 4, she got ran over by a car, her neck and spine broken, pelvis crushed and all that. And I had to restore her health because the doctors kind of was like, listen, there's nothing we can do for her. So at that point, I had to pick up and do for self. And so people have seen some miraculous things. They've seen some miraculous things. Even the doctors in the hospital, because I had a seizure and my heart stopped. At the time, there was really not much information circulating around on that. Nowadays, if you type in, seizure, heart stop, like there's more information circulating about it. But the way they looked at me, they was like, the room was hysterical. My wife was going crazy. Doctors were like trying to explain it to her because I was flatlined for a few minutes. Well, not for a few minutes, but for a few seconds. But anytime longer than 1 second is
yeah, that's critical. Yeah, that's critical.
You know what I'm saying? So when I just came back and I started talking, and I was like, yo, where's my clothes at? What I'm doing here? And woo-woo. Everybody in the room was just taken.
Yeah.
Like they was just, and for me, I didn't experience what they experienced. So for me, it was just like, I remember being in my house, then I remember coming to consciousness there.
Yeah.
It says, yeah, so that was a big thing.
So when you had that experience and you, like you said, the heart stopped. What do you remember when you kind of came back to, like, was it? Do you remember going into that dark space where it was like, you know, the heart stopped at all? Do you remember any of that?
Nah, I remember kind of like being outside myself. It was
Mm-hmm.
like one of those experiences. So I don't remember any sort of discomfort.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I don't
that's
remember
wow.
any sort of discomfort.
Wow. So when you said the out of body experience, is that something that you consciously can remember at all or recall, or is that just, you know, you can't bring that to your forefront right now? Even
Now, it wasn't really much. Nothing much happened. Like I was waiting on my cousin to come to the house so he could help me pack our bag. We was moving from New York to Georgia that day.
Mhm.
And I remember like going to the door to let him in, walk back in the room to explain to him which bags or boxes, you know, what's going on. Sat down on the bed. Next thing you know, I was in the hospital. So
Mhm. Oh,
that I never got anything in that little
okay.
space.
Yeah.
Then I'm in the hospital, kind of like right beside me, and then in the next instant, I'm
Yeah.
where's my clothes and woo, woo, you know, I'm awake now, you
Yeah.
know. So it was
That, yeah, that instant in
it
your
was
mind.
quick,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But for them, for the people in the room, that's why I'm saying for me, I didn't experience what they experienced.
Mm-hmm.
But after being told what happened and what I had to do to recover, you know, that kind of conditioned my mind to look at the body and look at life a certain way. So when the situation happened with my daughter, it was just, okay, now I just got to relax, calm down, and had that little moment with God and put my little, you know, put my knowledge to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that, you know, it worked.
It worked.
Just
Yeah.
so happened that it worked because
So
she was the first.
I'm about to say, I was just about to say that. So with the situation after your daughter happened, was that like your first, like, it's time for me to go all in on this stuff that I've been researching?
No. I was happy on the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting like 80,000 a year from Verizon, selling phones. I was good. I wasn't thinking about going out into the world, healing nobody, because people don't want to hear all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I went through a stage when I was younger and just kind of learning a lot of stuff about food, and you know, I would make people uncomfortable. Like they
Yeah.
hate to eat around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They try to avoid. Like they see me coming, they just like,
Yeah.
because I'll be like, now you know that right there is, you know, they get that from over here and woo 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 woo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I make it hot.
Well, you know, people, the human nature is people they fear what they don't understand, you know what I mean? So they kind of fall back a little bit. So that's crazy. That's crazy. So when did you kind of step into it all the way and really say, I'm gonna just do this because I know what I'm studying is the right thing, so it's time for me to really do this?
Uh, it didn't really happen like that in a moment. I
Okay.
had everybody saw what happened. Like I was at work when it happened.
Mhm.
So the neighborhood, the family, like everybody, the word kind of circulated before I got it. So it was no way to hide what was going on from
Mhm.
family. Like everybody already knew what was going on kind of before I did.
Yeah.
I was the last person to arrive at the hospital.
Okay.
So when they got the prognosis, everybody kind of just accepted it. Like, oh wow, I heard. You know, people was like almost like she died or something already.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, you know, I heard. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh. I would stop people from talking. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Your words have power, more power than people really understand. I would stop people in their tracks. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Don't start putting all that on my child. We good.
Yeah.
She'll be back in school soon. Like, she's good.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, yo, he tripping, man. He got to deal with this and whoop. And, you know, I'm like, I am dealing with it. I'm dropping my little formula in her mouth every 30 minutes, making sure she gets certain types of nutrition in it.
Yeah.
She back in school. She did high school dance team, baseball team, like, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things to healing, you know, that just would your curiosity to be thoroughly satisfied would require you to go a little bit further in regard to answering some of the questions that are innate when you look at the scientific material overall. When you see some of the, you know, like people getting healed from incurable illnesses, like that should create a curiosity that you can only fill with study and real information. Because there's obviously a problem. How could it be incurable if people are getting healed? Like what's really going on?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
the
Well, man,
people just slowly start asking, like, hey, do you know how to help with this? Do you know how to do this and that? You know, and then my oldest son, his mom, she had diabetes. I got rid of her diabetes. So now that's in the hood floating around.
Yeah.
You know, and then people start asking me stuff, but I didn't really make any like other compounds or anything. Just the one thing, now it's called Momatomics or Swabs. That's like the main thing people get from me. But I didn't make anything else. I would just make suggestions to people like, hey, you know, well, these herbs are usually good for this, that, and the other, whatever.
Yeah.
And that went on for maybe 6 months or so, maybe a year. And then people kept complaining like, oh, well, it's not, you know, I'm not getting the results and whatever. So people start saying, hey, can I give you the money and you get the herbs for me? So pretty soon I'm getting the herbs for people. Now people want me to blend the herbs for them. And then before you know it, like I start keeping some of the things that people usually get around. And then that slowly grew into the detox and, you know, some of the other things.
Yeah.
It just was an organic, slow process to where at some point work was actually more expensive than not working.
Yeah, I completely understand what you mean by that. I completely understand what you're that. Well, brother, I'm definitely glad that you're here with us, and I'm glad your daughter made it through here with us, man. And it's good to see that you just don't take whatever's, you know, like you said, there's nothing else we can do for her, and take that as the gospel. You know what I mean? So let's talk about what you got going on now currently. I know you got a book out there. You got some online material. Let's talk about that, man. Let's, if you don't mind sharing that. How can people get a hold of you and find out what's going on with you?
Well, I was on the road with Ha Davis. You know what I'm saying? That's good. One of the things is I try to expand how I connect with people. You know, because if you keep speaking to the same group of people, at some point it's going to start falling on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach know-it-alls anywhere. Their cup is already full. So connecting with the Instagram and the social media comedians allowed me to reach people that weren't exposed to certain types of information yet. And those people appreciate you more. You know what I'm saying? People that haven't been exposed to the information. And so, you know, I just started going on the road with them and then putting skits on my social media, just build a relationship, and that worked out. Just finished shooting the documentary with Nick Cannon, right? So we're hoping that the documentary comes out this year. You know, it's a lot of work to put together something like, you know, it's not a matter of is he still doing it? A lot of people ask, of course he's still doing it. But as an editor, somebody that edits footage, it's hard for me to turn 2 hours of talking into 30 minutes of quality, like what you're trying to get across. So when you have 100 hours, 200 hours of footage, and you're trying to convert 200 hours or 300 hours of footage into 90 minutes, and then you're trying to condense somebody's entire life story into 90 minutes. You're trying to condense somebody's life into an hour. Like, it's just tough.
And for those out there who may not, I know who it is, but for you, if you don't mind, you're working with the documentary of all documentaries, in my opinion, right now, based on who?
Dr. Sebi. He made a wild claim as far as America was concerned. He made a wild claim to say he could reverse and heal AIDS and cancer and most of the incurable quote unquote illnesses. And he proved it. In fact, one of the craziest things that I talk about all the time is how I feel like he got robbed of a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Because he made all of these claims saying that, you know, the wild natural plants, the carbon compounds, have a way of healing the body because carbon is the core constituent that holds everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon is the key. He got locked up for that. He had to go to court and deal with that in court. Now, a couple of gentlemen from Europe came right behind him and said they discovered a carbon molecule called C60 or carbon 60 that has the ability to heal cancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, based on its high level of antioxidant capacity. And they got a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, hold on. That's not how that goes.
Yeah.
You don't come through in 87, 88 and say, hey, I can heal XYZ with carbon. Then somebody come right behind you 12 months later. You get locked up. Somebody come behind you 12 months later with the same ideology. Mm-hmm. The same ideology, the same premise. And they get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
As opposed to locked up. So, you know, it's stuff like that. But yeah, Nick Cannon's doing well. But then you got, because Sabi's stature was so big, you have a lot of people that want to speak. He had a lot of children, grandchildren, different ladies in his life, you know, wives, and then, you know, lady friends, so to speak. You know what I mean? And just extended families and everybody, you know, wants to, you know, so how do you cut that down into 90 minutes?
Yeah.
You know, you got maybe 50 people trying to speak on what they know of as the life of, you know, a legend. And then you got his own footage, and then you know what I mean? So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you know, it's cool. I'm up in there. I'm happy about that. But as far as, you know, when it comes out, or I think that it's one of those projects where the more you engage in it, the larger it becomes. Mm-hmm. So it could be a simple idea, like, okay, well, cool, let's just document his life and just tell a story for the people.
Yeah.
And then you start to document his life, and you're like, ugh, we got 300 hours, we got 400 hours. Like, what is this? So now I need a narrative to tell through this story to connect all the pieces, and then try to edit and shape everything down and make sure everybody that's supposed to be in is in, and you know. Anyway.
Yeah. Do you enjoy what you do though? Overall, you enjoying what you're doing, and you enjoy kind of giving out the knowledge and all of that?
Yeah, it's when I was little, my thing, like, what you want to do when you grow up, you know, like, what's your ideal dream, or what's success look like to you as a child? Most people just say rich, or I want $1 billion or $1 million or something like that. Me, I always wanted to have a lot of children and be able to spend my time with them all day. Like, not have to get up to go to work and be robbed, literally. Like, most people don't really know that they're robbed of their parenthood, because you only have 18 years to do it. You only have that 18-year window. Really, the first 9 is really the most critical. The first 9 years is the most critical, because after that, their mind is starting to form up, and they're starting to build on who they're going to be in 10, 20 years as an adult.
Yeah.
But those first 9 is crucial. And if you work 8, 9, 10 hours a day, or you work 8 hours a day, but you're traveling back and forth 2, 3 hours, you're not really having quality time with your child like you think. You know, 2/4 of their time, you at work, they in school, you don't really have time.
Yeah.
Then when you get home, you feed them, put them to bed. That's nothing. You didn't spend no time with your child that whole day. And then that continues to go on and on and on. So one of the things that we're doing with our organization, the United Plates of America, is we're really putting an emphasis on hands-on parenting and activities with the children. Like, that's so crucial. I noticed in consciousness over the years, a lot of people, they listen to the information. A lot of people even are able to convert the information into action. They start living the diet and make some cultural changes and adjustments. But a lot of them don't transition that energy, that information to their children.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't attempt to do it. And out of the people that do attempt it, there's difficulty bridging the gap, between getting a child to make adjustments, things like that. So going into 2020, we're going to really push hard for being able to promote family-based culture. I think that's one of the key things that's missing.
Nice. Nice, brother. Well, I appreciate everything that you're doing, man. And like I said, I've been reading up on everything you've been putting out there, man. And I commend you for it, and definitely would love to help use our platform to help you. So if anything you want to, use us for to help get this info out, man, we definitely here for you, man. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
So what's your social media? What's the best way we can get a hold of you for those who may not be familiar with your social media?
Dr Enqi.
Dr.
Enqi.
There you go.
Enqi.
All right.
On YouTube and IG. Right. I'm me and Facebook have a love-hate relationship. They love to hate me. That's how a love-hate relationship. So sometimes I have a Facebook account, sometimes I don't. But if you go on Facebook and search my name, there will be me's that pop up. It's just either they're not really me or they're an old account that Facebook keeps active of mine. They like to do that, steal my avatars, keep them alive. Like it's crazy with Facebook.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But what else? Let's say 2020 is here and you got the first quarter of the year. What's one of the, I know you said you want to do the, pass that info down to the families. What else you want to knock out here to kind of kick the year off right?
We have a lecture coming up just outside Philadelphia. So if anybody's in the Philadelphia area, January 25th.
Okay.
You can call 833-777-6543 for tickets. 833-777-6543 for tickets, or any other questions the family might have trying to get in touch with me, or find a website or get the books or whatever the information.
All right. And how about this? How about we throw out a free jewel if we can, man? What's if you got, when the new year kicks in, everybody has that New Year's resolution of things they want to do. What advice would you give for someone who says they want to eat right and all that kind of stuff? What's one of the good starting points they should look into doing?
I would tell them to get my book.
There you go.
Right for your haplotype.
Perfect. See, you walked right into where I was trying to lead them. I appreciate.
Yeah. Because the first thing I think people need is information.
What's the name of the book again? What's the name of that book?
Eat Right for Your Haplotype.
Okay.
You can get that at UnitedPlatesOfAmerica.org.
There we go.
But I think that information is the best because people hear trendy things and they want to do something to improve their life, some sort of self-improvement. So they get an idea, like, oh, I'm going to drink water with maple syrup and pepper in it for, like they just hear something and they don't really know, like that might not be the best way to hit what you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
To accomplish your goals. And then moving forward to maintain what you've done, if you're lucky enough or skilled enough, you have the mental fortitude enough to get, your 5-10 pound or stop smoking cigarettes, like whatever that is. Now that you've accomplished something, how do we make that consistent so you don't backtrack? Because some people lose 5 pounds to gain 7.
Yeah.
Some people quit smoking cigarettes only to become an alcoholic and then wind up smoking cigarettes again because they came off the cigarettes but leaned on the alcohol too heavy. And, so there's a way to accomplish whatever your goal is and just find a smart solution for that.
There we go.
Transition it to culture long term.
Perfect, man. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do here, man. And once you get off the air and everything, man, I'm are those books available? Are they hard copies or are they online copies? How if you purchase them?
No, Eat Right for Your Haplotype is definitely available. I don't have this one available anymore. This was a hardcover. This was like a collector's edition, but when you order Eat Right for Your Haplotype, you get it in paperback.
Okay. All
So
right. Well,
it's definitely a actual print book. It's I think it's 50% off right now or something like that. So it's still on holiday sale, and not necessarily because I put it on holiday sale. We did like a Black Friday sale, and I just never went in there to change the price of my laziness.
Yeah.
You know, so people,
well, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to help out, man. I'm gonna buy myself a copy for one, but I'll get another one and we'll give it away here at the show. How about that?
That's awesome. That's super amazing.
We'll take care of that. I'll take care of that once we get off the air, man, and I'll purchase 2 copies and I'll keep one for myself, and then we'll give one away here after we air this interview, so we can give that away. I think that'll be dope.
That's dope.
There we go.
So wait. How are we gonna give it away?
We'll figure it out. Me and you can figure something out. How do you want to do it?
Somebody's got to answer a question or something that works. Okay. Something that works for the station so that everybody benefits.
We'll figure it out. Me and you'll talk off air and we'll figure that out.
Yeah. All right.
Man. So anybody want to shout out before we get up out of here?
I want to shout out Aubrey, Kylie, Caleb, Chloe, Chase, James, Amber, Tony, Ari, and Alexis, and all the next ones, Janaya and Jade and everybody else.
There we go, man. Well, thank you, brother, for joining us, man. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate what you're doing, man. And like I said, I can't wait to get that book and read up on it. And like I said, anything you guys got that you want to promote, send it our way, man, and we'll help promote that for you guys.
Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, he's an artist. He may not be a musical artist, but he is an artist of what he does. Dr. Enqi joining us. And this is a hip-hop show, man. So who you rock with right now? Who you want to listen to after this interview?
Cats might hate, but I'm going to have to go with Drake, man.
Okay, we'll throw some Drake on for you. Man. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, man. And again, happy holidays, man. And I'm excited to see what you got going on for 2020. All right.
Peace to the family. Yes, sir.
Peace to the God.